Yo ho. Good morning, Vietnam. It's 9-9. That reminds me of 999, Herman McCain. What'd he do? He did pizza, right? Herman McCain? Is that his name? Herman. The political guy. He ran for president. What a good man. He probably would have done very well for us. Probably would have listened. Probably would have made smart decisions. And we got Trump. But I don't want to make this a long video. I'd like to just quickly clarify, because today is 9/9, so we're 2 days out from a big birthday. Jesus Christ was born on 9/11. His name was Yeshua ben Joseph. He was born under a 4-star conjunction, total eclipse of the sun, Jupiter, and Regulus. So you had the planet Jupiter being hit by both sides of 2 stars. And behind the total eclipse of the sun, use your imagination as to what was witnessed by a young man named Sudi, who spoke to Dolores Cannon. But what I'd like to talk about today is very insightful for those that read scripture or any books that try and teach you stuff. Okay, here's the true Holy Trinity. You can please discern this. The true Holy Trinity. Number one, the first person of the Holy Trinity is our original true creator, Abun in Aramaic, as Yeshua referred to his creator. Ab from Woon, W-O-O-N, birth image, let's say feminine. Okay, you want to call number one Father? I'm going to tell you why that's just a little bit off center. Okay, because number two, the second person of the Holy Trinity is you. That's the analogical, parabolical Son. S-O-N, S-U-B-S-U-N, but to Father. Okay, so our Creator allowed birth to happen. Hey, I'll go way back with you. You played ping pong with yourself for so long against the wall, and then you go, you know what, I'd like a partner. And you allow the frequencies to blast out, and eventually the cross-wiring is happening. So we happen to live in a binary system for our storyboard, but we're seeking, this is for us as learners, teachers and learners. The second person of the Holy Trinity, you, was, I use these guttural terms, but it helps. The second person of the Holy Trinity, male or female, firstborn, was spit out of mommy a long time ago, firstborn, and told, get out, go learn. Blow around like the wind, burn it up like the fire, and feel it on your side in your third density body vessel that's tuned up and ascending to fourth density as we speak, because we're ending the storyboard of Pisces into Aquarius rising, which is really Aries. I can only fathom so much, but I do stand over what I'm told when the irony of time and the age that you'll reverse to or progress to, and our divine inheritance comes to us. Okay? But that's all the second person of the Holy Trinity. The third person of the Holy Trinity, call it the Holy Spirit. What a great, appropriate thing to say. And another light of looking at it, light is source. Various shades of light, but source, brilliant light from Archangel Michael and Metatron to, hey, they got it, soup to nuts, all the way to the blade of grass that I'm, driving by here on my road right now. Okay, it's all consciousness. That's the source team. And when a wind blows and gets steered in a certain direction, or a solar flare is blasted out towards Mars, to train up the fleeting Dracos and Martians that are reptiled out and Anunnaki'd out, and the Greys from Big Head Area 51, woo-woo, we're all up on Mars trying to figure out what in the hell's we gonna do. Donald Trump is broke, he thinks he's coming back. I'm not gonna laugh because we were found to be acceptable by the Council of Planets, and we're on an ascension track. So if you don't wish to ascend, there are many ways not to. And I guarantee you that if you just don't, you don't. It's truly like that. Now, because you're loved so well and you're so deceived, having held your nose and triple backflipped into this kabuki dance of a whack-a-mole show of, we missed the exit window 75 years ago. So anybody that thinks that, oh, when I die, I go wherever I want, okay, that's a true statement now, because the Draco Moon was vacated on 30 May 2021, and since then, the whole entry process for our planet, getting a seat in a meat suit, has changed, and beautiful souls are coming in, and a soul swap's going to happen on 21 September for High Self. So the Firstborn Collective is going to go through some dynamic catalysts, but please understand that that's because learning, quote unquote, under this age of Pisces and those prior is considered to be complete, because our brother Yeshua accomplished his mission. He walked the walk and loved everybody, talking the talk, and then he walked the walk by High Self. Okay, I got to go do this because death is a lie and consciousness is a managed, controlled endeavor when you're a divine human being that has been programmed to go learn about it. He was born just like us, probably the cutest little toddler, and Mary and Joseph and all the relatives are going, whoa, and Tim and John the Baptist are playing around. My goodness, and the path that he hitting the road at age 12 to go all over Asia and coming back, that is the ultimate son to father. So, and then the marriage is complete. The mother creator receives her son to father Christed, okay? And if it sounds ancestral to you, that's because you're a moron, like a satanic dumb shit that gets gobbled up by incestuous tales. And that's why all the kings and queens, crank into each other to have their offspring, and why they're a bunch of retards. Unfortunately, if you go to certain Asian countries, I'm not even going to call them out because they're beautiful people, but their emperors and kings are all fucking retards, and that's because they interbreed. So interbreeding has genetic blowback, probably, if it's not managed with the proper ascended, whatever way they do it, to keep Prince Charles from falling out of his tampon face or whatever they do. And I forgive it all. If he's Anunnaki and the blue blood are Anunnaki, then they flap away to planet third density somewhere, and the foxes go hunt them, I guess. I'm not in charge of, I'm not. I will participate though. My goodness, we got 1,000 years after we all hit fourth density awareness, which is heart muscle transition. You're born with the heart muscle to transition in love to fourth density. It's an inborn talent. It's like you're born with the royal flush, and that's it. You're born with a 4-barrel carburetor that will rocket fuel you to transformation, and your heart is it. Everything below your heart is your personality. As we know it, it's your ego. It's your root, your butthole, sitting on our mother, just like a plant, going, how do I feel? I'm blowing in the wind. Am I scared? Am Am I gonna need toilet paper after this experience because I'm scared shitless or not? Because I know, thankfully, fortunately, I'm self-aware that I'm created by another of consciousness that loves me, default, de facto. The painting chosen by the Creator wasn't the beautiful sunset of the calm water. It was the fucking madhouse with, you bring it, Mother Earth, and the rage of Shiva chopping the shit off. You know? That's all the dynamic of all over the world right now, overtly. And our Creator chose the painting of that and said, oh, everybody look at this little part right here. Where's Waldo? Look, it's the little birds in their nest playing with mommy that don't give a shit about what's going on out there because it's quantum. And our mother Gaia is alive, and what we do on this planet's surface actually affects what's going on with the polar shift. All right, you don't want to believe that? There's probably some good Netflix crap about Poseidon Adventure, Ernest Borgnine. You know, that guy. When you look at what he did, I'm freewheeling here. McHale's Navy, that sitcom. But Ernest Borgnine, he had his wife was some anti-aging lady. He was a good-looking, you know, I'm sure he had a lot of Italian in him, but Ernest Borgnine, think about that guy. McHale to Shaq, A#1, when HBO first came out. If you were old enough to live on Long Island, then you were there in 1972 when they knocked on your door from Hicksville, New York, and we got cable. We signed up. Madison Square Garden was the Felt Forum, and it was on 24/7. You watched the black dude sweep up the boxing ring at 11 p.m. after the Golden Gloves was over, and he was like the guy cleaning the place up. And they had movies, Poseidon Adventure, Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. So whatever the hell the name of this movie was with Ernest Borgnine, he was like a madman train conductor, and the hobos got it. And he was Shaq. It was a violent, you know, nightmarish. If you were a 3-year-old kid and your parents let you watch that, it just was going to invade your dreams potentially. So, the Holy Trinity, all right? You have our mother, Creator, only one, not Gaia, the mother we sit on. That's our, you know, that's our analogical, physical, librarian mother of a long time, not our Creator, divine feminine, original, author of all birth, from the first birth, is different from Gaia, our mother that we sit upon. Okay, so that's one. 2 is you. So 2 is you. Second person is you. It's Christ, of course. He was the model. Guy, guru. He hit it. He was supposed to do it, and he did it. That's the beauty of him. They put him together. I'm just saying it. The Hopi got genetically altered, and they went into Earth, and they succeeded on their storyboard. That's where I'm going right now as we speak. Driving west, young man. The Hopi were successful, and they're out there in quarantine. We'll see what happens when I get out there. If I'm led to the right places, and my 911 goes well, it'll be well worth the freaking $3 a gallon to drive this thing with this beast. You know, look at what he contributes to the operation here. All right, so the second person of the Trinity is you. You know, as an equal of him, a divine love element who benefits from his conquest of the death veil that we live in. He went, here's the cross, ow, that hurt. Oh, I'm bled out. Oh, I'm awake again. They knew what to do to bring me back in love. Meditative co-love is a vibration. And when he passed out of his skin suit on that cross, he immediately went over and dwelled with his mother ahead of schedule because he knew how to exit the body vessel. And that doesn't mean don't feel sorry for him, because he had to do it. Imagine being baptized and hitting it with John at the river and going, oh man, guess where I'm going? And then John, who's fighting with him as a young man, he's on his way to beheading. Let me show you, prepare me the way of the Lord. Whop! To whoever she was of the Babylonian, Yeshua wore the whole tapestry, guys. Solomon married Wackadoo, who from Egypt, and Osiris, and all the Solomon temple. Solomon was the second temple guy, okay? The Babylon Solomon, he married into it out of David, and Yeshua wears it as a part of his tapestry. So he owns the whole kabuki dance, that guy. So he went around learning, and then he taught. So that's now you are his equal as the elect. Well, who the hell elected you? The elect of John 17. Oh, protect the elect. He's talking to his creator. Okay, Abun, he's in prayer to her. All right, protect the elect. All these high selves out here. I am one, they are one. Give them what we have, so that they may be one as we are one. It's a unity consciousness heading our way, but it's the awareness of, what did you just say that he said all along? And I heard it in church 3 times a year, those words, and chapter 17 was special, but what? You mean I'm the elect and I have to elect myself? Yeah, so that's the second person of the Holy Trinity. So the first one's your mother creator. The second one is you, son, en route to father. I don't know if this thing's recording or not. Yeah, it is. 1738. I'm going to stay at 20, under 20. So, son to father. Your high self is the matured, ripened. Hey, at the beginning of the effort, when I contracted in with Abun as a divine love sub-element in this human collective, I said, I'm coming back. I'm going to be an alcoholic. I'm going to be a homosexual. I can potentially be somebody that got blackmailed into Epstein Island, goodness sakes, or I was just taken there, or I was the victim or the tormentor or the tormented. But it's all for learning. You put it to bed. You Bob Newhart, stop it. I'm dreaming about being alive in a dead box. Okay, you probably were. Stop it. You close it out. That's the second person. That's the father coming back home on 2 feet after a long day at work to mama and going, hey, look what I learned at work today. And the creator go, oh, come on in. Woo! How about that? Now, the third person. Go quantum in your right-sided brain, because your left side can't handle this. The third person of the Holy Trinity is source, singularly, times 1 consciousness. What's that? It's everything. Everything. Everything that utters, to everything that bleeds, to everything that grows, to everything that can be substantized as a natural element in water. So that is authentic, real, discernible, timeline-oriented. If you want to get to a timeline from a start point about how we got here, you can do it with the understanding of density awareness, and that it happens like a song, from earth, wind, and fire elements to plants and trees and animals and us and things that are vibrating at higher levels than this skin suit in the third density, because the octaves go up and up. We go up. Our planet has gone through 7 densities already, and she is on her 2nd cycle. So I urge you to, as a part of trying to put it all in one package, I listen to other channelers and they say, you know, 17 billion years ago, ... Well, a trusted source that I listen to very carefully and I fully acknowledge is Linda Good. What's the girl? McGillis. Okay? Go listen to her, because she's a divine representation of our Creator. She speaks on behalf of Abun as an encoder of magnanimous connectivity at that level to explain things to us that your typical high selfie walking around here can't put out, because it's not in their DNA and it's not in their walking, talking insightfulness about where we are and where we're going with purpose in this lifetime right now. So very different than other channelers that are bringing other messages. And when a channeler says 17 billion years ago we did all this dimensional stuff, I'll go, okay, you know, they're trying, but they threw a number out there, and the one that I trust and locked in on a timeline that I'm comfortable with is that the number is something like 6 point something billion years of, hey, that's when creation started, and 600 million years from now is when the body vessels were so up-armored in all the multiverse that they said, Council of Planets, go have a council meeting. Abun said, you guys go figure this out. And they went to Earth. I have videos on all this at hillbillymac@bitshoot.com. But the story is consistent, it's authentic, it's well illustrated, and it tells us where we're going right now. As I'm leaving Oklahoma now and I'm looking forward, I'm looking at these first, well, I'm going to call them mesas. You know, how'd they get here? Was it a lot, you know, 50 years of dynamite? Maybe, I don't know. But I'm telling you what, the ones in Arizona got carved out by the Hopi in meditative, you know, when you get divine, okay, you give up everything. You give up your ego. All you are is a vessel that has given it up for glorification of divinity in a creative capacity. And when they came back to the surface after liberating the Agarthans, they brought the Monument Valley, as we know it, eroded somewhat into existence. So that got put into place 2,300 years ago, and that's before Archangel Michael started building monasteries across Europe, pointing back to the Essene way of life as the base camp. So as a part of where we're going on Earth in unity consciousness, all races, sub-races, use a term, have to reconcile with the good news that, guess what, we are brothers. We are tied at the quantum element level because we are. I am. My fellow entity is. Now, you want to go color, you want to go culture, you want to go proud history of a bunch of people that if you would have just left them alone and not put the Fabian operation on black versus white and gay versus straight, and pick your way to learn about how you're supposed to live and do it without hating and dividing. And for, you know, to live on this earth, you've got to go make money. You got to sweat it out to make money. By hook or by, now there's you know, thankfully there's welfare systems because people are born and unable to work. But I mean, look at how hard it is on this planet. And look at how much easier that it could be. Just if it could be. If we had true, well, I'm not even going to say let's elect true ones, because they just don't happen. We need to elect local ones. You know, the Philippine model, as destructive as it is at the top, with the abiding and everything else, they've got it at the neighborhood level of the, hey, you know, and we'll go back to the Hatfields and McCoys. Look, I have 2 goats, you have, I think you got my goat, damn it. I don't want to stab your heart out, so how do we settle this? We go to the barangay captain, and he's the tribal leader of the neighborhood, and he's been, you know, everybody goes, that person, like, does the right decisions, and we like them because they're not ruthless, greedy land barons. And it doesn't need it even to be one person. And you get to a point where you don't even need the flipping committee because everybody's in the vibe. And we're past the divisiveness to the law of Melchizedek, where you're just in a 51% give mode, and plus is even better. I don't know why I give all my stuff away. And, you know, I got a man that I know, that I met after the Lightning game. And he was starving himself out and posting his stuff on Facebook because he couldn't stand to see the Filipinos starving. And that was his reaction to that, and the desperation of, what? They're all starving out.